All right, aloha and welcome to part two of All Good Things and All Good Time. Talking Story podcast. Lahaina Fire update. Let's test the water again. Since we just tested it earlier. Yep, same as before, 318 parts per million. Better than the 508 parts per million we got before. Not as good as the 100 parts per million I got before the fires. Just want to show this again. Look at this Hawaiian made Paradise ciders. Killer dragon fruit and raspberry cider. That is not a paid advertisement. I just drank a 6-pack. It's really good. It only has 6 grams of sugar. It's a local product. Cheers. Let's have a beer together. I know I could have better lighting if I just wanted to use the wall, but I kind of feel like I should try to show a little bit of the beautiful, can't really see it, but the ocean's right back there. The sun's about getting ready to get in position to start setting, so pretty nice. Anyway, like I was saying in my previous video, it's weirdly uncertain. I thought I was gonna be put in a place pretty quickly, like 2 months ago. Still have no idea what kind of timeline I'm on. So hopefully real soon I can start cooking for my son and myself. I just ran out of money completely. So I'm gonna have to start doing everything on the tightest budget possible, like everything, hunker down. Now, I can't afford to spend money on anything. I'll try to just buy bulk food at Costco, cook for my son, stay home, not drive, and conserve the cash, because that's important for a car registration and paying my bills and so on. And the only reason I have any cash is because of you. So thank you. But my predicament is shared by everybody. I thought for sure they would have been smart enough to extend unemployment, considering the reality of all the businesses burning down, right? That wasn't an extraneous enough reason to consider that. Anyway, that's frustrating. Oh, and then my mail, they won't take our mail anymore at the post office. They send it all back to sender now. And I can't have it sent to the hotel because they won't forward it to the next place. So right now, for the last several weeks, I've had no address, and I can't have an address until I get into some new place. So that also is frustrating. I don't know why they had to take away our mail from the post office 6 months later. Like, could they have extended that a little longer? That would be cool. Anyway, so yeah, those things are frustrating. And then I'm also, because of this institutionalized eating, I'm heavier than I've ever been. And I'm just not in any kind of good shape. I got to work on that a lot. I haven't been doing enough of that. So, yeah. And then the governor announced that 13 families have been given the $1.5 million payoff, families that lost somebody. So that's an interesting thing that was mentioned. I imagine there'll be a real different set of outcomes from one to the next, you know. Someone who lost a family member ends up being given $1.5 million, and then other people might not end up they might end up homeless, right? And with nothing. And, you know, someone who previously had a job and a home and all that. And then of course some people their health is heavily compromised, and And maybe mine is, I don't know. I'm not the kind, it's terrible. I mean, for my sake, I don't make a fuss about needing health care and psychological help and all that, because I really don't believe a therapist is going to be the person that puts me back together. It'll be me and, people I know, my friends and family, my son, just talking to him is more valuable to me than talking to a therapist. So, about the only thing I've been good at lately is taking care of my son's laundry needs. He's only got 2 uniforms, so I got to do laundry every day or two, basically, to keep him working until I can get him to get 2 or 3 more uniforms from work, shirts, just shirts. But that's cool. It's cool having my son working for someone who I used to work for and who's an old friend. So that's going good. Even though he does not know how to spend his money, he keeps wasting it on these stupid special clothes, special limited edition drops from some guy named Az Pizza. Torpedo IPA from Sierra Nevada. Oh yeah, $20 a 12-pack. Thank you for keeping the price point down there. That's good beer. It's a good value. All right, and remember, there's too much syphilis out there. Wear condoms, okay? America, stop spreading syphilis. And the world, I realize the whole world is watching this channel, even though it's just a few. There are people everywhere around the world watching it. So, yeah, I'm not just talking to Americans, right? Which was one of my first realizations. There have been many realizations with this channel, things I have learned from experience by doing, and that was one of them. It was like, oh yeah, why would I just talk to Americans when I'm talking to the whole world? Anyway, I have been failing at creating content. If I'm not creating content, I'm not living my life. And that's basically what I've been doing. I've just been, not really depressed, but sleeping a lot. Not wanting to think about reality, which is now that I have got no source of income that I'm sure about. I mean, there are some of you that are absolutely have been very helpful. And so I just want to say thank you, because without you, I would have $0 right now. And that's going to be a crisis moment if I ever get to $0. Like, what am I going to do? I'm sure there's people already at that point. Anyway, with all the talk of all the money that's been raised by so many people, first of all, none of those churches are nonprofits. I haven't seen anything from anybody. So a billionaire that owns Salesforce, so they donated $150 million or something to the healthcare. Try to help people with health. We don't need anybody else contributing towards their health care. We need help. If you put that money into direct financial help for these people who need to buy a t-shirt and pay for gas and take their kids to school, I mean, that is what these people need. And, because look, not everybody is kept working or is in a good shape to work, or maybe there's not enough jobs for everybody, whatever. Some people are crying still every day, they're gonna need more time. And so, everybody being in a different situation. So, yeah. What else? I've decided to join the lawsuit with Jan Oppo and thousands of others. I don't know if anything or something will come from that, but God knows I could use all the help I can get. And if it can be proven that someone's liable, and why wouldn't I want to be part of that, right? So I'm sure that's a big turnoff for a few of you. I must offend. Eventually I'm going to offend everybody one way or another. So else? What else? That's kind of, oh, my trip was interesting. There's some funny things that came out of it. I did do a 10-minute bit to some, like, there were like little kids in the audience, so I put together a couple jokes that involved no swearing. Took the swearing out of one of them, and for the most part it was a kids safe set with no swearing. But I'll probably post it and let you be the judge, because I did do a new joke or two, and I'd like to just put those on my channel so that someone says that's their joke someday, I can say, well, no, I thought of that joke before you did, and I posted it. Anyway. I'm a little critical of myself. I didn't think it was the best set. The crowd was, parents with little kids. But it was in Lucas Valley at the Big Rock Deli, which used to be where they have Old Pliny, which used to be the Exxon gas station growing up, back when full service used to be a thing. So, yeah. I need to get out there, get some whale footage for you, other than just me. Yeah. What's going on in the world? We got crazy Orange Lucifer. Oh my God! Nikki Haley should have stayed in the race in case Donald Trump has a heart attack or a stroke any day now, or he's just so close, and that's why she should have stayed in the race. Right? You'd be the only one left, and still someone fighting it out and trying to get you to have some delegates. You'd be the deferential next choice, and there's a relatively fair chance he ain't gonna make it. If you didn't see they had a special caucus in Nevada, the state of Nevada, just for Donald Trump. So everybody in line to vote for that at the caucus was a Trump supporter. And you should see this line they showed, like half the people in that line might not live long enough to vote in November. I've never seen a more unhealthy looking elderly bunch of people in my life. Anyway, we got crazy elections coming up. Crazy politicians out there. It's amazing how, oh God, just these idiots have been elected, and who now have, whose loud voice of lie after lie after lie, people believe that shit. It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's just unbelievable. And then these idiots claiming what the American people want and deserve, and they don't know, they don't understand anything about the American people. The Republican Party is a bunch of freaking Russian-loving, freaking anti-American Confederate traitors that call themselves patriots. They're a joke. Freaking Luciferians that call themselves Christians. Holy shit. They're following Orange Lucifer around. He is the devil himself. Man, what a surprise it's gonna be for those poor people when they get to hell, and Orange Lucifer's checking them in, and he's just laughing at him, saying, yeah, God gave you a brain, but you chose not to use it. Holy shit. Anyway, God, it is sad. And oh, I loved how Joe Biden, don't we love Joe Biden? Oh yeah, America loves Joe Biden. Thanks for making America great again, Joe Biden. Joe Biden just did. 46. So, that's a great hat. Midas Touch made that hat. That's a good show, Midas Touch. So is Brian Tyler Cohen, if you want some good, solid, intelligent reporting on politics. And since the world is on the line with this next election, we got to make sure we don't vote dictators in, like these Republicans want a dictator. They don't. They know that they can't win because they don't have any good ideas, everything they do causes harm and is stupid and wrong and bad and a lie and corrupt, and none of it's true. They don't actually ever do small government. They have no values. The family values of what rape and not being accountable for your actions, and claiming that you won everything when you didn't. Like what do Republicans teach their kids? Oh no, you didn't lose that baseball game. You won it. You really won it. It was the referees that stole it from you. Do Republicans look back in their high school sports careers and go, oh, it turns out I won every game I ever played. Yeah, I was just cheated. It was all those referees that stole it from me. You know what I mean? Like it's just absurd, the shit they believe. When I went to boarding school. I asked my parents to send me to boarding school when I was a kid because my family was so crazy. My sister was a bipolar, crazy person, and just going nuts. And my parents were in a divorce, and so I asked to go to boarding school. Me and this other kid showed up at the same time. He told these stories. This story about taking acid at military school, getting kicked out of military school because he took acid, and his whole acid trip. He went on and on at night. Everyone was like, in their bunks, and he was just telling these stories, and you could totally imagine it, and I thought it was true. And then I visited him, and I was at dinner with his parents, and I mentioned military school, and his parents were like, you never went to military school. And that's when I realized the whole thing was a lie. And all this time I spent time thinking about his lies, and that was just mental rape. He was like a con man, and apparently a lot of people hadn't gone through that experience, like a lot of Americans and Brazilians and other crazy right-wingers around the world. They just want to believe lies. But I have been exposed to con artists from a young age. I knew another guy in high school. Same thing, man. He would lie and steal and then lie about what he stole, and it was this weird thing that I just really don't enjoy, because it makes you think about things that aren't true, and that is just wasting your time, right? Because you actually care about the people your friends. You might think about the things that they say, and if they're telling you lies, that's why I don't like fake humor, stories that aren't true, because I don't want to think about things that aren't true. But I love funny shit that is true. Anyway, that's just my preference. So anyway, I'm going to start trying to do more of these talking stories, podcasts, whatever. Try to interview people more often, more frequently. I think I'm going to get cut off here. In case I do, thanks for watching All Good Things and All Good Time. And don't forget to do no harm and do no crime. Took me a long time to figure out that do no harm, do no crime, and all good things and all good time rhymes. I just figured that out. Anyway, that's just funny. So, in case this thing cuts off, that's what I like to say at the end. And if you go out to dinner, tip 20%. If you go out to dinner in Maui, maybe tip 25%. Help us recover by being generous to us while you're here visiting. Or don't go out to dinner, if you can't afford it. Oh my God. Joe Biden stirring things. I loved how Joe Biden called out the women, because that is who's going to save the world, because women make up more than 50% of our voting populace. And if they go talk to two friends and all the women get all the women to come out, you can save our country. You can save the world in every country, because you will not vote against your own rights, right? You will not vote to kill your sisters and your daughters, and that's what happens. Black market abortions kill women. It doesn't save babies, it kills women, right? And that's just the sad, yeah. And look, there's a market for it. There will always be, look, I could have 1 million rotary telephones and try to sell them for a penny and no one will want them, right? I could have a huge supply and no demand, so there's no market for rotary telephones. I could want to buy a unicorn, but there are no unicorns, so I can't buy one, so there is no market. But abortions are something that there always has been, always will be a supply and a demand for. There'll always be women wanting them for many reasons, usually for their own safety, or so that they can organize their life and not be bullied by a person or the system, and choose their own destiny, right? Why wouldn't we want our women to have that right and ability? An embryo is an embryo, it's not a life, right? A baby is a baby, a fetus is a fetus, an embryo is an embryo. Don't be stupid. Those are different words because they're different things. Anyway, we should really, a baby really becomes a baby at 1 year, because that's when you know they're gonna live, right? That's the old tradition. That's why there's huge celebrations for first birthday parties, because babies don't really become babies after they survive their first 12 months, actually. Anyway, just to put another spike in your heel. So yeah, there should never be a law that only pertains to women also, although that's just an aside. The fact that there always has been, always will be a market for it. How you want to make that market look? You want it to be dangerous for women and kill them, or you want it to be safe? You want it to be something only rich women can afford, or something that poor women can also afford? You know, it's just, yeah. The fact that freaking people claim to have family values, want to kill women, put guns on the streets everywhere, murder freaking children. Yeah, those aren't values. Those aren't values. I'll vote for Lucifer, a freaking lying Lucifer, a pathological liar, and then call him sent from Jesus. God, have you fucked up religion for our country? Like, you seriously have made religion look just disgusting. Like, God, I can't even believe. I mean, if it weren't for just like Raphael Warnock's actual, preachers who aren't stupid dipshit Republicans, there'd be no hope for fucking Christianity. You know what I mean? Holy shit. I just feel sorry for these dipshits who are so fucking lost in their own little headspace. They don't understand the real world. And then they claim to represent it or be there representing these people. Holy shit, while they lie to them and get them to believe lies by repeating them over and over and over. Oh, anyway, that's the story of Scott Mason. That's why I really don't like liars, because they fuck with your mind. They steal your time away by making you think about things that aren't true, like Donald Trump does every day. It's just this huge obfuscation of anything that's real, and people are just constantly, it's just so sad when people have to be deferential to, like, allegedly or according to, or like, no, just call him the traitor, fucking dipshit, Lucifer, piece of shit, fucking murderer, rapist that he is. He's every, and instead of using this example of what if he hired someone, the SEAL Team 6, to kill his opponent, would he? Here's a better example. So Republicans want him to be immune from prosecution, even if he's raping children on the White House lawn, right? In front of everybody. He should be immune from prosecution, right? Even if he's raping children? Yeah, no, right? Immune from prosecution. Why don't you use that example? That's even worse than the SEAL Team 6 one. It's way more awfully graphic and speaks to all their conspiracy theory bullshit. Oh my God. Not to mention Trump is totally in bed with the mob. Totally. If you haven't seen that story about the McDonald's guy that freaking stole all that money, the mob who won all the monopoly money for a little while. Yeah, they were all working at Trump's Taj Mahal, and the mob did all the security there. He's always been in bed with the mob, right? And that's going back 25 years. So, and that's never changed, right? Anyway, thanks for watching. All good things at all good time. I'm gonna maybe start trying to do these more regularly. Maybe every day, maybe every other, maybe 3 days a week. I need to put myself on a schedule. I need to write lists of things to do and start accomplishing them, because I have not been doing anything. I've been not successful at achieving much. And, I'm not gonna beat myself up, because things have happened in life that have thrown me off course, but nevertheless, I need to step it up, because life is short. I'm not doing my best. I know I can do better. And yeah, so what else is there to talk about so much, huh? Go Taylor Swift. Yeah, a lot going on. Trump keeps defaming the woman that he raped. He's probably gonna get hit with more. He's got to come up with money he doesn't even have. His children are losing their inheritance, and they are gonna lose their shit. God, doesn't America just love Hunter Biden? I think we love Hunter, don't we? I bet, like, I would love to hang out with Hunter Biden. I bet he would be a freaking interesting guy. He's lived a freaking interesting life. You know, I would never want to hang out with those Trump pieces of shit kids. What psycho dipshits. But Hunter Biden seems like America's, you know, guy. You know, he's had a strange life, done his best, made some mistakes, you know. It's what's funny is all these people that won't judge Trump for, you know, nailing porn stars while married right after his wife gave birth, while they'll just go in hard after Hunter Biden. Oh my God, he was having sex with prostitutes. It's so terrible. And then they go after him for, oh, he owned a gun. He had a gun. He bought a gun, you know, in this certain circumstance when he was on drugs. Yeah, how many Republicans are on drugs that own guns? Holy shit. If that was a disqualifier, half Republicans would have to give away all their guns, and they would not want to do that. And they would say, no, that's not a good enough reason for you to take away my guns just because I, you know, do drugs. Anyway, yeah, that's just funny how that's what they're going after him for, you know, gun crime, you know, possession of a gun, right? Republicans, right? Conservatives who are all about Second Amendment rights. Oh, anyway, sad. Oh, and by the way, yeah, the environment needs help, and Republicans have never believed that it needs help, and it obviously needs help. Oceans are rising fast, and the Thwaites ice shelf is going to drop off. Ice cube the size of Texas is going to plop into the ocean, and we're going to feel that everywhere sometime in the next 2 years. And no one wants to talk about that. I don't know why. And no one also in the news is talking about how all of a sudden all of the refugees from the Lahaina fire are now destitute. Unless there are some people, look, if you were a homeowner and you had really good insurance and you were paying for the extra, you know, assistance if something happened to your house, you might have just got a check for 140 grand, like a friend of mine just did, right? And they got all the same help from FEMA, and they got Oprah's money, and that. And so, yeah, there's just a lot of different outcomes going on, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that are just right there. I'm probably 3 to 6 months away from hitting the edge of the cliff, unless I get proactive and start doing things. I want to try to build my brand, create merchandise, sell baseball, basketball, football cards, Pokemon cards. I can drive Uber and I can drive Lyft. There's things I can do, and then I can, you know, try to provide good content that you find valuable enough to want to support my channel and my recovery, if I'm lucky, and if that continues, and God bless it, because that is a goddamn miracle. Okay, there's a lot of things I didn't see coming, and that is one of them. Like, I posted 520 videos before I ever thought of posting like a Venmo or a GoFundMe for my channel. Anyway, advice to you: if you start a channel, just put your Venmo on every video from the very beginning, even if nobody sees them. Just have some option there for you in case someone wants to support your channel, since people do that these days. It's an interesting thing. And so I want to hopefully get to my place in my life where I can be so generous to others. That would be super cool, super cool. Trying to think what details I left out from the governor's interview. it's weird. It's weird because like there's just two different narratives, right? There's the narrative in the news about how everyone's working so hard to do so much for us from federal level and state level, the governor, and then on the ground, it's like you got to worry about getting kicked out and put out on the street and cut off, and they're constantly threatening that you're gonna be kicked out if you don't find something. And FEMA's basically saying, well, what people are basically doing is just they're just working and they're gonna save and then figure it out after that. So like basically that's the expectation we're being told right now, is that we should just expect to save enough money to somehow be able to just all find homes 12 months from now, which is not totally realistic. In a perfect world, that'd be great. Maybe we'll build new stuff, and that'll be great too. But like I said before, we should build stuff in mind of the people who just want to work and who were renters and who maybe, also didn't have insurance. Maybe they don't have good credit. Doesn't matter. Make it like a used car dealer. Come on down. You got a job, we'll get you in a house, right? My son and I can move into a freaking a small house or a tiny house, or there's all kinds of different versions of those things that are prefabricated. They could be put up quickly, mortgage it to us, and we'll pay for it, and we'll work, and it'll be wonderful to have a little bit of something that we can call home, right? And of course, start with the oldest people and put them in those things first. If a mortgage is only $300, $400 a month, someone on Social Security could easily cover that, right? And then they could live their lives out in dignity in their own little home, right? All right. So yeah, make sure you vote, unless you want to vote for a traitor, little baby, who is just the worst person that ever lived, the worst criminal in American history, the worst traitor in American history, and people that call themselves patriots are walking around acting like they're justified. And boy, listen, I mean, I guess you enjoy just having all those friends, but nobody wants to know people like that want to overthrow the United States of America. Nobody in their right mind would want to associate with someone that wants to overthrow my country, our beautiful country that my family helped build, as well as many others, and yours as well. All of our ancestors are immigrants who all made mistakes, doing things that were right and wrong, and all we can do is try to improve on the past and know the past. That's why it's good to know about the Holocaust. It's good to know about slavery so we don't repeat that shit, right? It's good to know about book burning so we don't repeat it. Oh, we already are. Fucking traitor Republicans burning books, worried about the word gay in a book, not worried about the AR-15 that makes them 5 times more likely to die by having all that shit in their house. Anyway, thanks for watching All Good Things and All Good Time. I'm going to try to organize my thoughts, do more regular podcast talk stories, and get out there on the ocean and post some Grandpa's Home movies and make some low budget cooking videos, some prison food cooking videos. Been making my son food in a coffee pot, and all the rest. Shoot, yeah, I gotta start hustling. I can't be sleeping no more. I got no income, so I gotta figure out smart ways to make income. I want to make a Teespring or whatever, one of those websites where you can design stuff and then sell it directly from them, and that'll be, I think, a fun project. Also for my future store, when I have my little comedy club someday, I'll already have all my merchandise worked on and worked out, or a lot of it. That'll be a good start. And yeah, I think maybe once I get my head together and make some more progress, I just might start some sort of Kickstarter for a business in Lahaina that sells jokes, sells comedy. It's what we need. We need laughter, right? After tragedy. Like Pete Davidson said on Saturday Night Live, Anyway. What else, man? I tell you what. Thanks again for watching. Yeah, I've just been just a useless person lately, so I'm gonna stop being useless and start being more useful. And thanks for watching, Johnny and Jay, a couple good buddies that watch my videos. I can't believe it. It's amazing. And drivesavers.com if you need your data recovered. And if you're from the fire, they'll recover your data for free. Call drivesavers.com. Tell them your shit burned up in the fire, and they'll probably hook you up. And don't take advantage of that now. Anyway, yeah, I think that covers a lot of what I might have wanted to say. Yeah, I'm just disappointed in myself because up until this next election, we all need to raise our voices and make our voices heard. Those of us who care about democracy, women's rights, children's rights not to be murdered by stupid guns that are all over the streets of America. Freaking the right we all have to hopefully try to do our best to drink clean water, breathe clean air, you know, grow our shit in clean soil. You know, got to get rid of PFAS chemicals, get rid of bisphenol A, BHP. That shit should just be outlawed. Joe Biden, you should legalize weed, like today. We should start all income taxes at $70,000 and just tax everybody above that. Every dollar over 70 grand, that'd be good. Simple tax policy, and then no one's got to file their taxes, and there's no way to jimmy them, right? Simple. Paying your taxes, filing your taxes is stupid for most people. It's just the dumbest thing ever. And then a set amount that no one can avoid, right? Like 40% on everything or over 70 grand, which means no one would ever pay more than 39%, right? No matter what. And that's not socialism. Right? We could just build free hospitals everywhere. Give me $30 billion, I'll create a freaking healthcare system where you just walk in and you get treated. You broke your arm, go in and get your arm fixed. Don't need fucking insurance. Insurance is the stupidest thing ever. I haven't needed a doctor in 35 years, right? And now that anyway, wasting money on insurance, and Aflac should pay you back half the money they freaking charge you if you never use it. Same with your health insurance, right? You should get paid for you're paid back for not using doctor services for being healthy. Anyway, yeah. Craig Hamilton-Bradley for president. No. I like to joke around like that, but truthfully, after this dipshit became president, you know, anyone could become president now. I mean, literally anybody. Which is why you're gonna see just some people out of left field running, because you know nobody knows who might or might not become president now that we are dumb enough to have elected a traitor who lies every time he speaks, who's never worked a day in his life, a trust funder, worst businessman in American history, rapist. You know, not to mention the other 60 plus women who have claimed that he has committed sexual assault. Like 60 women. It's not just one, it's 60 women. So yeah, Trump's just a dirtbag. And how could any good Christian fucking follow a dirtbag like that, right? You're following fucking Lucifer straight to hell, and you don't even know it. How do you not know that? Yeah, ain't nothing to Trump ain't got nothing to do with Jesus, and vice versa. Oh, anyway, yeah, people are laughing at you because you believe a dumb shit liar who lies every time he opens his mouth. He just makes shit up all the time, and dumb shits believe him. Man, like, how low is your IQ gotta be? That's what people are really asking. That's what America really wants to know. You want to know what America's wondering? How could you be so fucking stupid? Yeah, so And this is your Lahaina Fire update, because that's what's fucking the truth. So, yeah, man, love you guys. Thanks for watching. Yeah, and if you're a Republican, I like a word that's more safe. So please, do not watch my videos. Do not subscribe. I have no desire to ever breathe oxygen or life into the traitors of the psycho-Nazi right-wing Klansman fucking right-wing dumb shits. No, if you were in my life and you're one of those people, you're not in my life anymore. I have pushed you to a realm where I hope never to talk to you ever again. Yeah, like everyone you know, if you're a dumb shit fucking traitor Republican. Poor fucking people. God, and they're just so unaware. They're just so unaware, and they think they have some sort of moral justification for being immoral fools who want to overthrow the United States. Why? Because, yeah, no one will ever give you the popular vote because you're so fucked up. Although, if we keep raising our kids to be stupid and not